All right, we are back. I had my dinner. It was good, and I got some progress made, but we're not quite done building out this reducer, so we're going to make some more progress right now. So for those who missed it, I have a TDD script that we're running through here, and it looks a bit like this. It's just a little TDD prompt that we give to the AI that teaches it the TDD process and how to write tests and how to just follow the process pretty well. And right now we're running that prompt to implement the reducer for a user authentication flow. So right now we're working on the user sign up flow for a new app that doesn't exist yet. And yeah, we're rolling with it. So so far we've implemented several requirements, and you're going to watch me crank out a few more pretty quickly here, I think. So here we've got this, the AI just suggested this based on requirements document. Oh, I should tell you about the requirements document real quick. So I start by building out these requirements, and I have another AI prompt that helps me automatically generate these requirements. But you have to really kind of look at it carefully and make sure that the AI is making the right assumptions. Currently, I'm using auto mode in Cursor, which automatically selects the, I guess, the best agent available at the moment. Oh my goodness. It looks like my input capture is only serving the left ear. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll fix that another time. Anyway, so what was I going to show you? Yeah, so it implements the requirements, or it creates the requirements for us. And then we use those requirements to feed it through the TDD process. So it'll take one of these at a time and implement that requirement in the tests. It writes the test for it, and then it runs the test and watches the test fail, and then it writes the implementation. So let's just go ahead and keep this, and we're going to watch it fail. So given a user successfully authenticates, all right, let's go back. I'm trying to read. Given the user successful, actually, why did it do that? It should not have, should it? ID null, yeah, all that stuff shouldn't exist because we're not going to do all that. These should have defaults. Ooh, missing requirements. So our ID should default to a new CUID. Here, let's add some requirements here. And then restart it or have it reread them and then go from there. So I'm going to add, let's pause because I noticed you're initializing everything to null. We should be using defaults instead. So maybe here, right? We'll duplicate this. Auth state as anonymous. I think we've already covered that later. Should initialize the user ID with a CUID 2. string. All right, what else do we need? There's a bunch of other ones that it tried to implement incorrectly. So let's just grab everything that's null. I'm just going to copy these things. Email and display name. Email should be initialized to an empty string. Display name also to an empty string. Now the reason for this is because like if you send null into a JavaScript function, that counts as a value and it won't apply default values to them. So it's gonna break some stuff. So what we need to do is go back into our requirements and just make sure that we have a requirement to set the state properly. Initialize the user name with an empty string. Let's see what else we got. Name, description, display name. So description, name, description, display name should all be empty string, and email. With instead of an empty string, we can just say empty strings. Okay. Using, let's say, reasonable defaults. Oops. Please reread requirements and fix both the tests and the implementation using the TDD process. Tests first, buddy. Yeah, let's roll. See what happens. All right. This is funny. All right. Oh my goodness. I'll have to do all that later. All right. So let's see what it did. So let's look at the, okay, this thing. There we go. Hold on. Slow down, buddy. Keep. State.id. State. Okay. Destructure this stuff, you crazy clown. Wait. In the tests, please destructure. the state, instead of picking each element one at a time, you silly Bato. Let's see if it fixes that. All right. That's better. Keep. Thank you. Much, much better. All right. ID, name, description, created at. Why is it? I didn't ask it to do created at and updated at as empty strings and last signed in at. Maybe that's on me. I don't think I put in the requirements that these should be epic time. There we go. Yeah. Epic time. All right. Yeah, but they should probably be undefined, not 0. Instead of zeros, they should probably be undefined. But yeah. And then there's a couple of other changes in here that I gotta review. Notice I'm spending most of my time reviewing and making sure that it's correct and so on, right? That's because that's basically your job in AI-driven development, is to babysit the AI agents and make sure that they're not screwing things up. So let me jump down to these other spots where it added things. Yeah, those are probably okay. User successfully authenticates. So these are just setting up the values that it's going to check for. And that's fine. Except set the user ID, name, description, created at, updated at, and last signed in at. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But these should, yeah, they are good. All the same values. That's good. All right. So now let's go ahead and let it run the tests. And it should fix our implementation. So let's keep that. Should fail some tests. Yep. Gets empty strings, and I want to implement the code to make them pass. Set those to undefined. That's good. Run the tests again. So now it's going through the TDD process again. Let's review the implementation here. So authenticated user, auth errors, okay. ID, action payload. Oh my goodness. All right, so hold up. First, destructure the action payload. Whoops. Whoops. It's charging ahead. My computer's lagging big time. Sorry about that. Apologies for the lag. I think in the future, maybe I'll just record these. Yeah, I'm going to